Dear friends, after returning from that trip, I started dedicating more time to understanding the leaf the elderly woman mentioned. Working in the field of natural nutrition, I've always believed that there's deep wisdom behind the remedies passed down through generations. And indeed, as I dove into specialized materials, from traditional medicine to modern studies, I realized Piper lolot isn't as ordinary as many of us assume. In Eastern medicine, Piper lolot is classified as a warm, spicy herb. Its main function is to dispel cold and dampness, meaning it helps drive out internal chills, warms the muscles and joints, and eases pain naturally, without the need for pharmaceutical drugs. It's especially effective for those suffering from back pain, stiffness, and numbness in the limbs, particularly when the weather turns cold or when the body is frequently exposed to damp or chilly environments. But that's just from the traditional perspective. When examined under the lens of modern science, the effectiveness of Piper lolot becomes even clearer. Each leaf contains essential oils rich in active compounds like beta-caryophyllene, a natural anti-inflammatory agent comparable to painkillers but much gentler. It also has flavonoids, powerful antioxidants that protect cartilage and prevent joint aging, and alkaloids, which help relax muscles and reduce spasms in the lower back and neck. Beyond that, Piper lolot also supports digestion, warms the stomach, and promotes blood circulation. For those who often feel cold in the abdomen, have slow digestion, or suffer from poor circulation leading to overall body aches, this is a gentle, safe, and suitable herb. To be honest, before studying it in depth, I too thought Piper lolot was just an aromatic herb to enhance flavor. But once I understood it more deeply, I realized that when used properly, with the right ingredients, at the right time, and in the right way, it becomes a valuable natural remedy you can use at home without spending much, without harming your liver or kidneys, and without worrying about side effects from long-term medication use. And from that understanding, I've spent a lot of time experimenting, refining, and selecting the most effective ways to use Piper lolot, both internally and externally. The methods I'm about to share are not new to highland communities, but they've been largely forgotten by people in the lowlands. I believe once you understand and apply them correctly, you'll stop seeing Piper lolot as just another plant, and start noticing real improvements day by day. Dear friends, the deeper I explored, the more I realized that Piper lolot, when used in the right combinations, holds incredible value for supporting joint health, easing pain, reducing numbness, and improving circulation. But as I've said before, Piper lolot alone isn't enough. We need to pair it with the right companions, both in terms of medicinal properties and how they interact inside the body. Using Piper lolot on its own does have benefits, but it's usually not strong enough to tackle the root causes of problems like back pain, aching knees, or nighttime chills. These often stem from poor circulation, internal damp cold accumulation, and underlying inflammation in the joints over time. That's why combining the right ingredients in the right way, and at the right time, is essential if we want to see true results. So now, I'd like to share with you some simple yet effective combinations that have been drawn from both folk tradition and scientific evidence. If applied consistently, I believe you'll notice a positive change within just a few weeks of gently caring for your body. Small diamond first, Piper lolot combined with mugwort, a gentle yet powerful remedy to relieve pain in the lower back, shoulders, and neck. Dear friends, through my research and consultations, I've seen one thing very clearly: pain in the lower back, lumbar region, and shoulders doesn't just appear suddenly. It builds up quietly from things we tend to ignore: cold weather, long hours sitting, poor circulation. In these cases, Western medicine can offer temporary relief. But for natural, long-term improvement, I always suggest turning to the leaves you already have around the house, and a particularly effective pair is Piper lolot and mugwort. Mugwort is known for warming the meridians, relaxing the muscles, and balancing blood flow. When paired with Piper lolot, which has mild anti-inflammatory and warming properties, the pain relief effect becomes more noticeable. This isn't just mixing two leaves together, it's a synergy of healing actions. Piper-Lolot reduces inflammation. Mugwort clears the channels. Together, they soothe pain caused by damp, cold conditions. Here's a simple way to use them at home. Take a handful of Piper-Lolot and a handful of mugwort. Roast them with a little coarse salt until warm. Wrap the warm mixture in a thin towel or clean cloth and apply it directly to the lower back, shoulders, or painful areas for about 15 to 20 minutes. A small tip: do this in the evening before bed, when the body is most relaxed and receptive to herbal warmth. If you apply this 3 to 4 times a week, you'll soon notice the heaviness and dull aches gradually fade away. What I want to emphasize is this: real results don't come from complexity or expensive treatments. They come from consistency and truly understanding the root of the problem. Sometimes, just a few leaves from your garden, when used correctly, can become your most trustworthy ally in maintaining daily health. Small diamond second, Piper-Lolot combined with roasted black beans, helps reduce inflammation, promote urination, and support joint comfort day by day, while mugwort plays the role of soothing muscle tension and joint spasms. Black beans quietly contribute in a very different way. They help the body eliminate toxins and maintain smooth blood circulation. In traditional medicine, black beans are considered a cooling herb, commonly used to clear heat, detox the liver, and support kidney function, especially helpful for people with poor blood circulation, frequent swelling in hands and feet, or joint pain that worsens when the weather changes. When you combine black beans with Piper-Lolot, a warm, anti-inflammatory herb that warms internal organs, you create a subtle balance within the body, warming from the inside, cooling from the outside, helping to expel internal cold and release built-up toxins. This powerful duo not only reduces swelling and pain but also supports liver and kidney functions, which in turn lessens the strain on joints and bones. It's very simple to make. Just dry roast a handful of black beans until their skins crack slightly. Then simmer with a handful of fresh Piper-Lolot leaves for about 10 to 15 minutes. After cooking, strain the mixture, let it cool slightly, and drink while it's still warm. You can drink 1 to 2 cups a day or every other day as a replacement for regular water. The taste is mildly nutty and refreshing, especially suitable for older adults. Those with knee discomfort, heavy legs, or difficulty sleeping due to nighttime joint aches. I always remind friends that our body is like a river. If the water flows smoothly, no debris can settle, but if blood and energy stagnate over time, toxins build up, and pain follows. Drinking black bean and Piper-Lolot tea is more than just a beverage, it's a way to help the body naturally heal itself from within. Dear friends, sometimes healing doesn't only come from what we put into our bodies, it also comes from how we gently care for the outside. With Piper-Lolot, beyond internal nourishment, its external use, especially in foot soaks, compresses, and topical applications, can bring visible results. This is especially helpful for those who suffer from lower back pain, knee numbness, or struggle to sleep at night due to joint discomfort. If you want to feel improvement faster, I genuinely recommend combining both compress and foot soak. When the body is supported both inside and out, the healing effect comes more completely, and much quicker. Checkmark first. Soaking your feet with Piper-Lolot, a simple yet powerful folk method that deeply supports your bones and joints. The soles of our feet contain dozens of pressure points connected to the spine, knees, and internal organs. When these points are blocked, blood flow becomes poor, leading to pain, fatigue, and restless sleep. There's a saying in folk wisdom: if you want to live long, keep your feet warm and flowing. Piper-Lolot, when boiled with a few slices of ginger, becomes an excellent foot soak. I often guide friends to boil a handful of fresh Piper-Lolot with a few slices of ginger for about 15 minutes. Once warm, soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. especially at night before bedtime. After soaking, dry your feet well and wear thin socks to retain warmth. Within just a few days, you'll feel lighter, sleep deeper, and experience less back pain, all without needing a single pill. Checkmark next. Using piperlolate as a compress or topical pack, a method that directly targets sore spots. Fresh piperlolate leaves, when crushed with coarse salt and applied to the lower back, can quickly relieve pain caused by muscle spasms or cold buildup. If you don't have time to crush the leaves, you can dry roast them with salt. Wrap them in a cloth and apply to the sore area for 15 to 20 minutes. This method is especially effective for those suffering from cold-induced back pain. Prolonged standing or heavy physical work every evening. If you take a few moments to do this, your body will begin to ease. No more waking up with that dull, aching stiffness. Many people think pain is inevitable with age, but that's not true. Pain is often just a sign that the body hasn't been properly cared for. When we start listening to the small signals from our body, even something as simple as a handful of piperlolate can become the key to a healthier life every day. Dear friends, piperlolate isn't magic, but if used correctly, consistently, and in both internal and external applications, it becomes a quiet healer, a companion that soothes your aches, lightens your steps every morning, and helps you keep your back strong and your knees steady. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the Jan Lee Song channel, and share it with loved ones, those who silently endure pain every day. Not knowing where to begin. In the coming days, I'll continue sharing more leaves and roots, things that may seem ordinary but hold an incredible treasure of healing power from nature, passed down quietly by our ancestors through generations. Greenheart, thank you for staying with me until the end. See you in the next video, where we'll once again sit down together, gently share, and continue the journey to live healthy, live slow, and live in peace.